Has it ever happened to you that you play a game that's not necessarily bad, but you hate it with a passion for several different reasons? It has happened to me a lot. Well, not really, not quite a lot, but I chose 10 games that I really hate, 10 JRPGs that I can't stand. Some of them are really bad, some of them are not bad games at all. A lot of people love them, but I just don't. In fact, I hate these games, I really do. And I can't stand playing these pieces of shit. Number 10, Lufia. Two big reasons why I hate this game. First, random encounters. There are just too many of them in the entire game. Second, you attack your enemies in groups. That means there's really no strategic value up to you. It's up to the stupid AI all the time. If you want to kill, I don't know, a certain enemy just so you can focus on the other, it doesn't depend on you. It depends on whether your characters miraculously decide if they want to hit the right enemy or not. And that's bullshit! Why can't you just decide who the hell you want to hit? Lufia is far from being a bad game. It's actually a classic. But I included it on my Rage Quit video for a very good reason. So you see, I'm playing right now another random encounter. Number 9 goes to Persona 1. Yes, the very first Persona of the famous series. Now this one's a piece of work. It is heavily criticized because of its terrible gameplay. I mean, just look! Look at this! What? You don't know what that is? It's a green dot that's supposed to be you, and this is your map. Yeah, this lame-ass retro Lego SimCity is your map. Then you start walking, and you realize it's true. This is what the gameplay of Persona 1 looks like. Then there's the movement of the game. In school and dungeons, it's in first person and it's horrible. Not to mention that moving your character here in this part or everywhere else is also a pain in the ass. The controls feel so stiff that most of the time you just want to skip talking to anybody. At least the battle system and the story are decent enough in this game, but the rest is terrible. Number 8, Hoshi Gummy. It's considered to be one of the worst strategy RPGs for the PS1. I disagree, but I still hate it anyway. There is only one major problem that makes my hatred grow all the more extreme: the battle system. The difficulty in this game, oh boy, it is legendary. To make matters worse, it's one of those really hard games that often turns extremely unfair, extremely repetitive, extremely dull, and therefore extremely boring. First, I hate the fact that you and your enemies can get several attacks in a row. Second, your idiotic characters miss a hell of a lot. How inspiring! I mean, why would I want to play a game that's so tedious just for the story? But there are actually people who love this game. Nice. Good for them. Number 7, Breath of Fire 2. I have never been a fan of this series, but I really enjoyed playing Breath of Fire 1, 3, and 4, especially 4. However, 2 is an entirely different story. Do you love this game? That's great! I'm not saying it's a bad game at all. I'm just saying I fucking despise it. Hoshi Gummy was tedious? No. There's Breath of Fire 2, man. I'm serious. Too many random encounters, difficulty going up and down, battles that are unnecessarily long, terrible and unfair economy, a dog character that is extremely idiotic. Well, they made everything else okay, so I guess this game doesn't deserve to be hated by anyone. Except for me. Phantasy Star. I love the Phantasy Star series, but I am ashamed to even remember this goddamn asshole was the beginning of it all. I mean, just look, the second I get out to the field, I get this random encounter. Against a fly. How inspiring! It's a futuristic science fiction RPG and the first thing you fight is a stupid fly. And it's kicking my ass! Look, it almost depleted my entire health, the first enemy of the game, and it almost killed me. Fuck this game, man. Too many random encounters again and first-person dungeon crawling where everything looks the same. It also includes another shitty economy system, at least at the beginning. I'm glad to say that the story is pretty interesting, that the characters are really likable, and that the music is awesome, as a matter of fact, but the gameplay itself is what ruins it in my opinion. Really, I know it's a classic, but I just can't stand playing it. Next up is Arcana for the Super Nintendo. If I'm going to keep complaining about first-person dungeon crawlers, might as well quote this motherfucker. A lot of people consider this to be a hidden gem. I consider this to be a hidden trash. Previous games in this list are actually good, but I just can't accept that statement on Arcana. I just can't. I mean, you start playing the game and there's this. Bricks, bricks, and more fucking bricks. Everywhere you go looks the same. And yeah, random encounters. There are too damn often here. This is worse than Phantasy Star. The story is stupidly cliché and boring. The gameplay is horrendously tedious. The battle system has nothing special. The music... well, the music is good. The art too. But the graphics... is this really a Super Nintendo game? Seriously? Nice. More bricks. More and more bricks. And another random encounter. God damn it. Number 4 goes to Final Fantasy X2. You start the game and... why is it paying there? Anyway, I'm not sorry to say that, in my opinion, this game ruined Final Fantasy. They are currently still trying to save the franchise. But I just don't think the movie, The Spirits Within, was completely at fault. No, that was just the tip of the iceberg. Final Fantasy X2 is a poor excuse for lame fan service that turned a serious, lovable and respectable franchise into a moronic circus show. This is literally Yuna and her J-pop adventure, because J-pop is actually everywhere in this game. The battle system is actually really good here, the graphics as well, but everything else is just plain ridiculous. I know Final Fantasy XIII is allegedly supposed to be worse, but I just don't want to talk about it. Number 3, Resonance of Fate. I always complain about this game no matter the occasion. I did a review in Spanish a few years ago and hated the game. I made another review a few months ago in English and I still hated the game. Today I'm telling you for the 3rd time that I hated the game. Graphics, story, cinematics, characters, music, well, everything in this game is cool. But the gameplay... First, the map. Look at this atrocity. Why do I need to put hexes in order to go anywhere in this game? And why is there a random encounter that comes out of nowhere without having given you the time to figure out the battle system mechanics before? Trust me, the battle system destroyed the experience for me. It's far, far too unnecessarily complicated, and it will take you hours, yes, hours to even understand it. And if you want to try the tutorials, go ahead. There are over 20. Yeah, 20. And you need them all to understand at least the basics. Yeah, have fun. 2 Blade dancer. I don't even know where to start with this piece of shit. This is another game in my list that it's just plain terrible. Nothing's good about it, trust me, nothing. Not even the music, because it is as tedious as it is the gameplay itself. Just looking at the graphics and the battle system gives you a clear idea of how monotonous this game is. I mean, right now it may not look that bad to you, but what if I told you that you'll be seeing this kind of scenery again and again and again? I promise I'll make a review one day to explain why this game is so bad and so hateful, but for now, let me just say this. A game that forces you to make horrible and boring quests to progress is absolutely preposterous. And finally, my number one, Saga Frontier. Mixed reviews about this one, really. Me, I hate it with a passion. Before you start the game, you get to choose which character story you're going to play. You can choose from all these characters. I mean, that has to be interesting, right? I mean, variety, right? Every single damn story leads you to a kingdom of frustration. No matter which one you pick, you hit a dead end almost immediately. You literally need a walkthrough to play this horrible RPG. Otherwise, you'll be spending a lot of time trying to figure out what to do or where to go next. I have no complaints about the battle system, the graphics or the music, just about the gameplay, hence the most important aspect in a video game. How could they fuck up the core of a game? I mean, it looks really interesting and I bet it must be, but I just can't stand playing it. This is one of the worst JRPGs I've played in my life. Okay guys, that concludes my top 10, that is my video. I hope you understand why I hate these games. If you don't, and if you can't accept why these games must be hated, well, it's your own perspective, your own personal opinion. Like I said in the video, some of these games are not bad, I admit it, they're quite good, but I just can't stand them, that's just me. So thank you for watching as usual, don't forget to subscribe, share the video with your friends, and that's it. See you next time. Fuck these games.